The creative payout stats for Fortnite creators have been released for 2024, and it is so much money. We're going to be talking about that today, whether or not, the conversation pretty well has been whether or not this is deserved, whether Epic Games could spend that money on something else, but we're here to break it all down for you today. We're going to take a look at the initial tweet over from some of the leakers, then we're going to get into some replies over on X to kind of get a gauge on how people are feeling about it. I'm going to give my thoughts, and as always, guys, I would love to know what you think about it down below afterwards. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with 20 YouTube channels. Let me bring you over to the initial post over by HypeX over here. Fortnite creative payout stats in 2024. $352 million have been paid out to creators. 7 creators made over $10 million, 14 made over $3 million, 37 made over $1 million, 154 made over $300K, 418 made over 100K, 7K made between 1,000 and 10K plus, and 13K made $100 plus. This is absolutely insane. And when I see this, to be honest with you, I know there's been a lot of discourse about it online, but when I see this, I think, wow, what an incredible opportunity. I can only hope to be in maybe the 154 category, or even my goal one day is to be in the 37 type category, but it is such an amazing opportunity for people to jump on this type of thing. Epic Games is doing something that not a lot of businesses out there would do. It's a very generous thing, and I can't help but be very, very thankful to Epic Games for the opportunity that I have for my supporter creator code. And while we're at it, guys, thank you very much, everybody who's been using my code. Thank you so much. Proud to be in the over $100 club over here, but honestly, it is a very amazing thing to be a part of, and I can't thank you guys enough, and I can't thank Epic Games enough. So a lot of people have been talking about, well, Epic Games is firing all of their employees. Epic Games should be using this money, and people are saying all the time too that this is too much to give map makers. While I personally still don't understand why Epic Games had to lay off so many people that they laid off. I understand that certain business decisions led to it, but if Epic Games can afford to do so many things that they're doing, I personally don't get why all of the layoffs took place. And if I were in charge, and I know it's much easier said than done, but I would imagine that I would do my best to figure out a way where people don't lose their jobs. That's one that I do understand. But for the people talking about, and you see this conversation happening everywhere right now, everybody's talking about how too many people are making low effort slot maps, red versus blue, the pit, go goated, things like that, and how they don't deserve to get paid money. I don't look at it that way. I look at that, and first of all, I can't imagine, I just can't bring myself to be in that mindset. I look at those people making so much money in creative mode, and I'm like, I cannot wait to jump on that bandwagon, because believe me, guys, when the day comes where I'm doing YouTube full time, I'm also going to be getting into map making, and that is something that I really admire about all of these people at the top. Like, they're doing such great things for themselves. They're building generational wealth because of an amazing opportunity that Epic Games is giving to people, and I'm like, I cannot wait to be part of that. I don't understand looking at this and going, wow, Go Goated's at the top, they make too much money. No, they're bringing players in. They're bringing consistent players in. They're keeping people on Fortnite. They deserve to make money. I don't understand why people look at this and go, well, they don't deserve millions of dollars. Who are you to say that? Epic Games can give their money to who they want, and I think it's an incredible opportunity to have them giving money. Do I wish that the layoffs didn't happen? Yes, and if I was in charge, I would have made it so that wasn't the case. I don't know how much money you would have to cut, but I am very against people losing their jobs. That's the only part of this that I completely agree with. But for people making money, why can't you just look at that, and instead of being jealous, instead of saying they don't deserve that, I just look at it and go, that's an amazing opportunity. That's awesome. I cannot wait, and I can only hope one day to be a part of that cut. And it's not even just about like map makers too as well, because it's about supporter creator codes, but what people have been talking about mostly were the map makers, and I will agree too that there are still issues with discoverability, there are still moderation issues, but at the end of the day, if these maps are getting plays and consistent players over and over again, if there's maps with people constantly on them, they deserve to make money. And I am very happy for them. I am not jealous of these people. I look at them as an inspiration, and I am saying to myself, I'm sitting down and I go, wow, I cannot wait to do that one day. And if you're one of these people sitting back and just literally making fun of these people, and honestly, you have no place to make fun of these people unless it's like their specific individuality as a person has something wrong with them, but just for the sake of like, oh, this person made a red versus blue map, to automatically actually look at them and hate them, that is not the right way to go about life. Honestly, it's not. You should be looking at these people and thinking like, hey, maybe I can do the same thing. Instead of looking at that and go, they don't deserve that money. Why not try to be part of it? Why do you have to take down that map? Who cares how low effort it was? Have you guys seen Only Up? That was a fantastic idea. The first Only Up was very, very low effort. The Pit was very, very low effort, but it gets plays. These things hop on trends. Great ideas can make great money. Why not look at it from that angle and think, okay, I need to come up with a great idea. I need to get, and like, maybe you want to bring into the conversation like, well, not everyone has a PC and they can't work in this. First of all, it can be done from console. I do understand that it is easier to do on PC. Go get a job, save up some money, buy a PC, get on this. These types of things take time, effort, dedication. The people at the top, the 7 creators making $10 million plus, do you think that was just handed to them? No. Updates, trend jacking, working tirelessly overnight on their maps, dealing with Epic Games bugs. These types of things become full-time jobs for these people, and I think that these people, unless, again, I'm sure that there's individuals out there that should not be respected because some people are inherently not good people, right? These people that are essentially game developers are people that should be looked up to. These people are making something for themselves that I really, really sit down and I hope that I can make a fraction of what they are making one day. If somebody is making $10 million plus, if somebody's making over $1,000 on their map, I am happy for those people. I don't understand why we live in a world where because you are unhappy with your own life and you're unhappy with the amount of money that you're making, you automatically have to look at people and say, hey, they don't deserve this. All they do is make this slot map. Well, that slot map was a fantastic idea, and that slot map, if it's so easy, go do it. If it takes no effort, then go do it. But then you'll quickly learn that there is a lot more to map making and game developing than there is to just say, oh, well, I can do that in 10 minutes. You are speaking on something that you don't know much about, and it's really, really showing. And what really hurts, guys, is I'm coming to a point in my career through content creating right now that I'm starting to get to know some of these people, and not only the amount of time they dedicate to their map, I don't even know, to be honest, to the extent, but I know like that they're always thinking, working on something. They're very educated on these types of things, and I'm learning a lot from these people. On top of that, they are very nice, respectable people, and there is a good chunk of the internet, I guess the internet population, or just the population in general, that look at these people and automatically look at them like they're scumbags, like they just think about money, like they're like this evil billion-dollar company that people like talk about Epic Games being. They look at Tim Sweeney the same way, where nobody really knows much about Tim Sweeney's personal life, but automatically, because these people are making money, they're looked at as if they're evil. A lot of people are projecting their own insecurities and issues with their own life. A lot of people just have adopted that opinion because it's really popular to hate anybody who's rich right now. And of course, there are exceptions to the rule. I understand that there might be somebody that you dislike, and there's a reason to dislike them. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this hive mind mindset that people have really adopted within, like, it's probably been like the past 10 years or so, where all of a sudden, because somebody's making money, automatically you look down on them. And oftentimes they're working harder than any of us going to our actual day jobs. Is it something that I would love to do, and would I trade my day job for it? Yes, I would. But people act like this type of stuff is so easy. People act like, and I get these comments now as I'm growing through YouTube. All you do is sit down and you talk into a microphone. Like, yeah, while my content is easier to produce than a lot of other people, there is a lot of thought, time, and dedication and money spent going into this. Like, this microphone's a headset that I uses. None of this stuff is cheap. I had to buy a very, very expensive computer to produce the quality of types of things that I am pushing out, and that takes a lot of dedication to save up, because I do have a family. I have responsibilities to take care of. You have to save up to make sure, like, it's not as simple as just like, okay, I need a new microphone, I'm gonna go buy a microphone. There is so much more behind the scenes to all of this stuff that you guys have no clue about. And you know what? Maybe you do. Again, I'm talking about the general public right now. You specifically commenting down below, I may not be talking about you. That's very, very important to take into consideration. Long story short, guys, I think this is awesome. I think this is an incredible opportunity, and I look at these types of things and I sit back and I keep telling myself, I cannot wait to go full-time with this, because I'm going to get on the map program. I'm going to be doing this and that. Like, I want to work with Epic Games really bad, and I see a career path for myself within this. I see a way for financial freedom. I see a way to just live life and support my family. I see an avenue there, and Epic Games is providing that, and I don't understand how you can look at it from a sense of they don't deserve that. I don't get that. And it's important to note too, if you were to bring this up within chapter 5, then I'd be like, okay, you know what? That's understandable. The storyline needs work. The gameplay needs work. Maybe Epic Games should be putting their time and resources into more about Battle Royale. But you can't say that with the state that Fortnite's in right now. Everything is pretty well perfect, to be honest. The only thing that I would argue with is the storyline. We know that's not a priority, and again, if I was in charge, I'd still make it a priority. I'd still have Donald Mustard around. But with the state that Fortnite is in right now, you can't really look at this and say, okay, well, Epic Games should really be spending that on the game, because they're doing phenomenal things with the game right now. But of course, it's not just about what I think. It's, of course, we're going to get a gauge on how people are feeling about this right now. Like and subscribe, by the way, if you have not already. If you're enjoying the video too, comment down below. I'd appreciate it. I had this to say over on X. If anyone would like to give their thoughts, I'll be using some replies in a new video. Thank you for your time, and thank you to everybody who did give the replies. We're going to be taking a look at replies to myself, leakers, the Explore page, just what we can find on X in general. And if you would like to join the conversation, follow me at Clen YouTube, or you can find the link tree or the actual link to my X in the description to this video. Thank you very much, guys. Let's get into what everybody had to say about this. Cyan had this to say: I'm not going to lie, that money, a lot of it could have gone to making the game itself better. This I disagree with, Cyan. As much as I love Cyan, I completely disagree with this. The game is still improving. The game is in a phenomenal state right now. We have all of these brand new modes coming out, and they're well flourished as well. Like, everything about Fortnite right now is perfect in my opinion, but I know, like, from a gameplay wise, it can't be exactly perfect, everybody. Like, the point being, the state of the game it's in right now is great. I thought, and I wanted to include this one because I thought we were going to get something out of this, okay? Hypex had this to say, and it was just a gif of, like, I show speed, like, I don't know if he's, like, purposely looking dumb or what he's doing, but I was like, oh boy, here we go again. They're going to get into it, but nothing ended up coming from that. Hypex and Cyan just had a couple replies to each other. Angelica Reed had this to say: imagine being Fortnite 14 and you made one popular map and now you're a millionaire. Imagine that, though. I think that is incredible. I think that's incredible. Especially, and guys, it's important to note where I'm not very educated when it comes to the financial state and economic stability about a lot of parts of the world, but I do know where I come from, that being Canada, and everything is so bad right now that I love the idea that somebody can be 14 and we have these types of things from Epic Games. We have these opportunities, because the way to do it now isn't through, like, I can't achieve any of my dreams by doing what I'm doing in a day job. People can't achieve that, or very few, excuse me, can, by going to school. Everything's so expensive. And I'm not going to lecture you about what's going on with Canada right now, but my point being, the regular way to achieve things in life isn't working anymore. The fact that Epic Games is giving this opportunity to people is incredible. And the fact that somebody can make it when they're 14 years old, out of a passion, out of a hobby, and they can make so much more from that, I think that is incredible. And if you have any dreams of your own, I would be jumping on the not only the map making program, but just becoming a creator in general, getting into the regular supporter Epic Games program. Like, there is so much opportunity, not even just with Fortnite. I think that's awesome that somebody who's 14 or even younger can succeed in this life. Let's continue on to another reply. Imagine if they actually focus their financials on developing the game instead of paying creators for the millionth crappy iteration of Red vs. Blue. This program needs to be dramatically scaled back so only people who meaningfully contribute are rewarded. They do contribute, though. How can you look at these Red vs. Blue maps, look at all of the consistent players that they're getting, and then come to the conclusion, well, it's just another crappy version of Red vs. Blue, Epic Games shouldn't give them any money? How could you come to that conclusion? If you were to approach me with, hey, Discovery needs to be fixed, this is why, and this is a solution to it, yes, I agree. Like, Discovery is not nearly perfect right now, and I still would like to see some changes implemented into that. But with the amount of players that these maps are getting, just because it's Red versus Blue and people have just deemed these things to be low effort. Sorry, took a quick jump cut. Like, I'm sorry if you could hear my notification there, but regardless, just because these things you deem to take low effort does not mean that they don't deserve it. They get the players, they get the people staying on Fortnite. Why do they not deserve to make money? Yeah, you know what? Somebody can make a map and it could be well fleshed out. It could have taken months upon months, and it could be the most perfect thing of all time. If it's getting 0 players, it deserves 0 money. And again, if you want to attribute that to Discovery and we have a fix to Discovery, I would love to hear that, and I would be supportive of that. But you can't just, like, there's so many people who just come from an entitlement perspective. Get the players. These people are doing it. You can succeed as well. Is it easier for some people to platform? Yeah, get a platform. If it was easy, everybody would be rich, but there's a reason why not everybody is making this type of money. Before we continue on, guys, by the way, I'm going to stop you for just a minute over here. As I talked about earlier in the video, I recently started a family. I'm grinding really, really hard on YouTube and talking about supporter creator codes. If you do not have a supporter creator code that you're using in the item shop, please consider using my code Clen. I am doing my best grinding on my channels over here to support my family. We're talking about having another kid again, and Your support means the world to me. This type of stuff is life-changing, and while I am not nearly part of this top of the program, I am part of the hundreds club, and you guys have no idea how much that is helping me and saving me in my life right now. Also, if you're enjoying the content, by the way, you can check out in the description down below or the homepage on our channel. We make more than just Fortnite content. We make MMA content, variety content. We make reaction content. You can find in movie, TV, anime show, review content. You can find any of that in the description or at the YouTube homepage, or our YouTube homepage, like on the actual channel. Regardless, I try to keep these things simple and quick, but they never really turned out that way. So thank you for listening, guys. Let's continue on to what Exos had to say. I love how Epic can lay off hundreds of hardworking employees, but the second guy in the basement making a red versus blue cone can make $1 million a year. Again, I don't support demonizing these people. There is so much more work into it than you might think. And again, if it's so easy, I would love to see everybody end up doing this. But I do agree. I don't understand the layoffs, and there is more behind the scenes, of course, that actually go into layoffs. It's not as simple as, hey, we're going to fire a bunch of people. I know there's more to that, but it really does seem like Epic Games could afford to keep all of these people on. I always hate seeing a lot of people lose their jobs. It happens all the time, and it sucks that with Epic Games, a company that seems like they can handle this type of thing, they can handle more employees. It's unfortunate to hear, but again, there are more conversations behind the scenes and there's more statistics into it that we could ever dream of, I would imagine. It's not as simple as, hey, we're going to take away everybody's jobs right now. I wish that we could be known of why these layoffs exactly happen, and I'm sure there's more than we could ever know. Again, it's just unfortunate that it does have to take place, and it does seem like Epic Games could keep these people, and they chose not to, which I personally disagree with. But again, I'm not the one running the business, okay? Let's continue on to Two-Player Slayer. Damn, I'm in the wrong business. Love that mindset. Why not try to change? Like, every single time I see any creator making any sort of money, or seeing things like Hawk Tua becoming a millionaire, I don't know how much money she's actually made, but you know what I mean. Like, she is making enough wealth where I could only dream of achieving something like that. When you have some of the, and again, I'm not calling out anybody in particular, but when you have like some of the dumbest and lowest IQ members of society becoming names and getting more generational wealth than I could ever hope to dream of, I look at that and I go, why am I working? Why am I going to my job every single day when there is opportunity like this in the rest of the world? And that is what I am trying to do for myself. I'm not trying to just come up with some like random crazy clip, which would be cool to be honest with you, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, and I love the mindset where it's like, yeah, maybe I am in the wrong business. My goal is to quit. My goal is to quit my job, spend eternity with my wife and my children, and support them. That is my whole ultimate dream, and this is an avenue for it. And that I don't understand why people wouldn't have that same mindset. Not necessarily to support the family, even just like to look at that and not see opportunity. That's what I don't get. Okay, let's continue on. $300 million should not go out to creators. I think creators should earn money for creating maps, but I think creators getting a huge number, which Epic could use to fund more stuff for the game. Plus, there are so many maps that include, unfortunate things that they should lower payouts. Any map that has a problem, and we know that the moderation team for Epic need to do a little bit more work, right? Of course, but why not? Why not have the $300 million go out to creators? Fortnite is in an incredible state. And Joseph, thank you for sharing your opinion. I always appreciate you being here, but I do respectfully disagree with that. The game's in a fantastic state. What more could we want besides maybe storyline? That I agree with. I love the fact that all of these map makers and map developers, are being paid. It's an incredible, incredible thing. Or had this to say, they could have made so much more of this money. They could have made so much of this money in a place like a movie, a TV series related to the game's story, even expanding Fortnite to places we haven't seen like the Fortnite cinematic universe, with movies and series that can make Fortnite an empire and not just a game. That could very well be a plan down the road. If Fortnite's expanding the metaverse at the rate that they're expanding, then maybe that's something down the road. But that's even like, that's getting into huge specifics, right? I would rather see these people make money and be rewarded for their hard work than I would rather see a Fortnite cinematic universe for me personally, because the game is in an incredible state. If you were to say this in Chapter 5, when the game wasn't actually suffering, but you get the point, I wasn't necessarily enjoying it, I'd be like, Epic Games, I don't know if you're necessarily looking in the right direction here, but the game right now, and I don't see it going downhill one little bit from this point. Yeah, we might have a couple lackluster seasons here and there, but that's obviously not what I'm talking about. The game is only thriving. The game is incredible. If you want to hear more about some creative drama in general, then why don't you check out this video on screen, guys? I thank you very, very much for being here. Your time is very valuable. Thank you for spending it on this video. Take care, everybody.